Exam day in Haunted School. Today was a big day for Rishi, who is studying in 12th class. Rishi was from a small town in Rajasthan and had been away from his home for the last 2 years. He was preparing for his engineering entrance in Jaipur. He had his entrance exam today and he was already very late because the exam center. The center was also far away, so Rishi drove his bike at full speed to reach the center without any delay. As the city was left behind, the road became more and more deserted in his exam. The center was Rajamal Senior Secondary School. As soon as Rishi was shown the school building, his heart started beating faster. Rishi gave his. When I looked at the time on my wristwatch, the exam had already started. 5 minutes had passed. He quickly parked the bike outside the school and started begging the guard to let him in. But the guard just smiled and let him in easily. When the sage looked at her face while going inside, there was a strange glow in her eyes. Everything seemed normal in the school hallway, as if someone had come there after many years. A large corridor and classrooms whose doors were open. And the students were already in the classroom and they had started writing their exams. Rishi also ran to his exam hall. The paper was distributed to him and he started writing his answers hurriedly. Everything was absolutely normal for the first 30 minutes. Rishi was writing his answers with full concentration. By now he had answered 4 questions. It was 10:35 in the car. As soon as he wrote the 5th answer, his eyes fell on the teacher standing in front of him. He suddenly became nervous because the teacher was staring at him in a very strange way. But Rishi ignored them and started writing on his exam paper again. But he noticed something very strange. He noticed that the answer to the 5th question he had just written was not on the answer sheet. There was still answer number 4 in the answer sheet, nothing beyond that. Rishi did not understand anything. He looked at the time and the clock was still showing 10:35. It was the same time 10 minutes ago when he wrote answer number 4. Then Rishi realized that the students in the exam hall were behaving strangely. Everyone was writing in absolute silence, without making a single sound. Then one boy started rubbing his fingers loudly on the desk. While rubbing his finger, one of his nails came off, but he still didn't stop. Seeing this, the sage could not understand anything. Because while that boy was not stopping, everybody else was. Even the exam teacher was not looking at that boy. Then the sage heard another voice from the corner. When he turned around, he saw a girl running madly without stopping. Like I was hitting my exam board on my head. There a boy was licking his hand with his pen. Suddenly another girl started crying loudly and she started chewing her hair by putting it in her mouth. Seeing all this, Rishi called out to the teacher. But the teacher was standing there and just smiling strangely. Rishi could not understand what was going on in that examination hall. Suddenly smoke started coming from somewhere in that examination hall. It smelled like rotting flesh. When the sage looked towards the smoke, he saw that a girl's shirt was burning. Suddenly another boy shouted. I hit myself with my hands like a madman. As if he was burning, after which he started crying and screaming. Let me get you out of here. The sage noticed that the girl who was sitting right in front of him, her hands were getting red automatically. As if someone has thrown acid on her, that teacher who was normal before. She started telling everyone to be quiet and then suddenly her eyes turned white. She forcefully tore her mouth apart with her hand, as if she were peeling off her burning skin. When the sage saw all this, he became numb with fear. That teacher's face was completely burnt in a few moments. But as soon as he got up to run away from there, someone caught his leg. When he looked down, he saw burnt bodies of all those students. Bodies were lying, and one of them was holding the sage's leg in his hand. Rishi somehow gathered courage and he freed his leg and ran out of the room, trying to check. As soon as he came out, Rishi felt as if a bomb had exploded in that classroom. After some time, the unconscious Rishi saw a male teacher of that school. He was lying outside a closed classroom and was immediately taken to the school's medical room. In a short while, Rishi regained consciousness and told the teacher the whole incident that happened with him. And then the teacher thought that Rishi was making up a story to avoid giving the exam. That teacher told that Rishi once used to say this in his examination room. He did not go in the room he is talking about. It has been closed for many years, Dishi. When he did not pass, he left the medical room and went back to the same room and actually went to that classroom. The door was actually locked. Rishi thought that he might have seen a bad dream and he was leaving the school dejectedly when the school guard told him something which. Hearing this, Rishi was shocked. He told that a few years ago, there was an exam in the classroom of that school. It was going on, but some boy planned to burst crackers in that room to stop the exam. So that the teacher gets scared and there is no exam. But because of that firecracker, the classroom curtains caught fire. It started and the fire spread so much that the whole classroom was reduced to ashes. 40 students and a teacher were burnt in this accident, which happened around 10:30 p.m. Were killed, and since then many people in that school have kept their spirits in that room. I have looked inside that room, so that room has been locked forever. Rishi was shocked after hearing all this, but he understood that whatever had happened to him, it was not a dream, but he probably escaped death that day.